Right now, as you're watching this, your brain is consuming roughly 20% of your body's total energy. Every thought, every blink, every moment of attention requires immense neurological power. But here's what will blow your mind. When you fall asleep tonight, your brain won't power down. In fact, it will become more active in ways that science is only beginning to understand. What I'm about to share with you will completely shatter everything you thought you knew about sleep. Because sleep isn't rest. It's not downtime. It's not your brain shutting off for 8 hours. Sleep is actually the most mysterious, most powerful, and most programmable state of human consciousness. Think about this for a moment. You spend roughly 1/3 of your entire existence in this state. That's 25 years of your life if you live to 75. 25 years of what most people consider lost time. But what if I told you that those 25 years could be the most transformative, most productive, and most reality-shaping years of your life? We've been lied to, not intentionally, but we've been fed a fundamental misconception that has robbed us of our greatest untapped potential. The lie is this: that sleep is passive. That when your eyes close and your body relaxes, you somehow disappear from the equation of your own existence. This couldn't be further from the truth. While your conscious mind takes a back seat, your subconscious mind becomes the CEO of the most sophisticated biological factory in the universe. And this factory is working exclusively on you. Your memories, your emotions, your creativity, your problem-solving abilities, your physical healing, your psychological integration. Everything that makes you uniquely you is being processed, refined, and reconstructed. Here's what's actually happening in your brain while you sleep. During the deepest phases of sleep, your brain begins what scientists call memory consolidation. But this isn't just filing away information like some biological hard drive. Your brain is actively connecting dots between seemingly unrelated experiences, creating new neural pathways, and literally rewiring itself for enhanced performance. In REM sleep, your brain becomes a master architect of reality. It takes the raw materials of your daily experiences and constructs entirely new worlds, new scenarios, new possibilities. These aren't random firings of neurons. This is your subconscious mind running sophisticated simulations, testing different outcomes, and preparing you for future challenges you haven't even encountered yet. But it gets even more fascinating. While you're unconscious, your brain releases a precise cocktail of neurochemicals that can only be produced during sleep. Growth hormone floods your system, repairing tissues and strengthening your immune system. Your brain literally cleanses itself, washing away toxic proteins that accumulate during waking hours. Your emotional centers process and integrate the psychological residue of your day. Now, here's where it gets absolutely mind-bending. All of this incredible activity, all of these sophisticated processes, all of this reality-shaping work happening in your brain, it's not random. It's not beyond your influence. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And more importantly, it can be programmed by you. Your sleep state is essentially a direct interface with your subconscious mind. Think of it as a gateway between your conscious intentions and your deepest psychological programming. Every night, for hours at a time, you have access to the control room of your own consciousness. The question isn't whether this interface exists. The question is whether you're going to learn how to use it. Imagine if you could influence what your brain focuses on during these crucial hours. Imagine if you could direct your subconscious mind to work on specific problems, to integrate specific learning, to heal specific emotional wounds, or to enhance specific abilities. Imagine if instead of waking up wondering what kind of random dreams you had, you could wake up having actively participated in your own psychological evolution. This isn't just about having better dreams or waking up more refreshed, though you'll experience both of those benefits. This is about recognizing that every single night, you have the opportunity to literally reprogram your reality. Every night that you fall asleep without intention, without direction, without harnessing this incredible power, is a night of missed potential. What I'm describing isn't science fiction. It's not wishful thinking. It's not some new age concept disconnected from reality. What I'm describing is the neural quantum loop, a revolutionary framework that reveals how your waking consciousness can actively participate in and direct your sleeping consciousness. In the next chapter, I'm going to introduce you to this game-changing concept that will transform how you think about sleep forever. You're about to discover that your mind isn't just resting at night, it's waiting for instructions. And you're about to become the programmer of your own dreams. So you've just discovered that your brain never truly sleeps. It transforms into something far more powerful. But here's the question that probably just hit you. If all this incredible activity is happening every single night, why aren't you experiencing dramatic transformations in your life? Why aren't you waking up as a completely evolved version of yourself? The answer lies in what I call the random mode problem. Your subconscious mind is indeed working every night, but without conscious direction, it's essentially operating on autopilot. It's like having the world's most sophisticated computer running random programs instead of the specific software you actually need. Tonight, you'll fall asleep and your brain will spend hours processing whatever happens to be floating around in your mental space. Yesterday's stress, random anxieties, fragments of conversations, scattered thoughts. Your subconscious will dutifully work with this chaotic input, but the output, it'll be just as chaotic. But what if there was a way to change the input? What if you could create a direct communication channel between your conscious intentions and your subconscious processing power? What if you could establish a feedback loop that ensures every night of sleep moves you closer to your ideal reality? This is the neural quantum loop, and it's about to change everything you think you know about human potential. The neural quantum loop isn't just a concept. It's a living system that exists within your consciousness right now, waiting to be activated. Let me break this down for you. Neural because it works with your nervous system and brain architecture. Quantum because it operates on the principle of consciousness affecting reality at the most fundamental level. And loop because it creates a continuous cycle of intention, processing, and manifestation that compounds every single night. Think of your consciousness like a mirror that faces another mirror. When you look into one mirror, you see infinite reflections stretching into eternity. The neural quantum loop works exactly like this. Your waking thoughts create patterns that reflect into your sleeping mind, which then reflects enhanced versions of those patterns back into your waking consciousness, which creates even more refined patterns, and so on infinitely. But here's where it gets fascinating. This isn't just some abstract philosophical concept. This is a measurable, observable phenomenon happening in your brain every single night. When you fall asleep with a specific intention, your brain literally reorganizes its processing priorities around that intention. The neural quantum loop operates in 3 distinct phases, and understanding these phases is crucial to harnessing its power. Phase 1. The input phase. Phase 1 happens during your waking hours, particularly in the hour before sleep. This is when you consciously select and program the input for your subconscious processing. Instead of allowing random thoughts and worries to dominate your pre-sleep mental space, you intentionally choose specific thoughts, intentions, and desired outcomes. Phase 2. The processing phase. Phase 2 occurs during sleep itself. This is when your subconscious mind takes your intentional input and runs it through the most sophisticated problem-solving, creativity-enhancing, and reality-modeling system in existence, your sleeping brain. But now, instead of processing random mental debris, it's working with focused, purposeful material. Phase 3. The output phase. Phase 3 begins the moment you wake up and continues throughout your day. This is when the enhanced patterns, insights, emotional states, and new neural pathways created during sleep begin manifesting in your waking reality. You wake up not just rested, but fundamentally upgraded. But here's the truly revolutionary part, and this is why it's called a loop. The improvements you experience during Phase 3 become the enhanced input for the next night's Phase 1. Each cycle builds on the previous one, creating an exponential growth pattern in your consciousness development. This completely shatters the traditional view of sleep as passive recovery time. Sleep isn't happening to you, it's happening for you, and more importantly, it's happening with you as an active participant. You're not a victim of random dreams and unconscious processing. You're the director of your own consciousness evolution. What we're talking about here is a fundamental shift in how you relate to your own mind. Most people experience their thoughts as random events that happen to them. But when you understand the neural quantum loop, you realize that your thoughts are actually instructions you're giving to the most powerful transformation system in existence, your own subconscious mind. Right now, as you're watching this, your brain is already preparing for tonight's sleep cycle. The question is, what instructions are you going to give it? What reality are you going to program it to create? What version of yourself are you going to wake up as tomorrow morning? But before you can master the neural quantum loop, you need to understand the precise mechanism by which your waking thoughts translate into sleeping experiences. You need to understand what I call the thought-sleep connection, the invisible bridge between your conscious intentions and your subconscious transformation. In the next chapter, I'm going to show you exactly how your thoughts literally sculpt your sleep experience, and why every single thought you have before bed is either moving you toward your ideal reality or away from it. There's no neutral, only forward or backward. Here's a disturbing truth. Every thought you've had in the last hour before bed for the past month has been programming your subconscious mind. Every worry, every replay of the day's events, every random mental wandering has been giving your brain specific instructions for what to focus on during sleep. And most people, they've been accidentally programming themselves for stress, anxiety, and mental chaos. There's an invisible bridge connecting your waking consciousness to your sleeping consciousness, and most people cross this bridge completely unconsciously. They carry the mental baggage of their day directly into their sleep state, wondering why they wake up feeling mentally foggy, emotionally drained, or creatively blocked. Right now, I want you to think about last night. What was going through your mind as you lay in bed? Were you replaying conversations? Worrying about tomorrow's responsibilities? Scrolling through your phone? Whatever was happening in your mind during those crucial pre-sleep minutes was actively programming your brain's overnight processing. Your mind operates like an ecosystem. Every thought is like a seed planted in the soil of your consciousness. During sleep, your subconscious mind waters these seeds, nurtures them, and grows them into your waking reality. The question is, what kind of seeds are you planting? Here's how the translation works. When you hold a thought pattern consistently before sleep, your brain interprets this as a priority signal. It literally reorganizes its sleep architecture to focus processing power on whatever themes are most prominent in your pre-sleep mental space. This isn't metaphorical, this is measurable brain activity. Let's say you fall asleep worried about a conflict at work. Your brain doesn't just file this worry away. Instead, it spends hours running simulations of similar conflicts, strengthening neural pathways associated with stress and anxiety. You might dream about arguments, wake up feeling tense, and find yourself more reactive to workplace dynamics the next day. The worry you took to bed has literally programmed your brain to become better at experiencing stress. But here's the incredible part: this same mechanism can work in your favor. When you intentionally focus on solution-oriented thoughts before sleep, your brain spends those same hours strengthening neural pathways associated with creativity, problem-solving, and innovation. You wake up not just with solutions, but with an enhanced capacity to generate solutions. This creates what I call a reality feedback loop. The thoughts you take to bed influence your dreams, which influence your brain chemistry, which influences your waking thoughts, which influence your actions, which influence your reality, which influences your thoughts, and the cycle continues. Most people are trapped in negative feedback loops without even realizing it. Your brain has an incredible ability called neuroplasticity, the capacity to rewire itself based on repeated patterns. Every night, based on your pre-sleep mental patterns, your brain is literally reconstructing itself. It's strengthening certain neural pathways while allowing others to weaken. Over time, this reshapes not just how you think, but who you fundamentally are as a person. Think about this compounding over weeks, months, years. If you consistently program your brain with empowering, solution-focused, growth-oriented thoughts before sleep, you're literally sculpting yourself into a more capable, more creative, more resilient version of yourself. But if you consistently program it with worry, stress, and limitation, you're reinforcing patterns that keep you stuck. This goes deeper than just mood or energy levels. Your pre-sleep thought patterns are actually programming your sense of identity. The themes you consistently focus on before bed become the lens through which your subconscious mind filters and interprets reality. You don't just wake up feeling differently, you wake up being different. Here's what most people don't realize. The transition from waking to sleeping consciousness is the most powerful choice point in your entire day. This is your daily opportunity to consciously select what version of yourself you want to wake up as. This is your chance to actively participate in your own evolution. Every thought is a program. Every emotion is a program. Every mental image is a program. And your subconscious mind runs whatever programs you load into it during that crucial pre-sleep window. The question isn't whether you're programming your mind. You're always programming it. The question is whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously. Tonight, when you lie down to sleep, you'll stand at this choice point once again. You can either default to random mental activity, accidentally programming your brain with whatever happens to be floating around in your consciousness, or you can take control of this process and intentionally direct your brain's overnight processing power toward your desired outcomes. But knowing about the thought-sleep connection isn't enough. You need practical techniques that allow you to harness this connection and direct it toward your goals. You need specific methods for programming your neural quantum loop with precision and intention. In the next chapter, I'm going to give you the foundational techniques that will transform you from a passive dreamer into an active programmer of your own consciousness. You're about to learn how to make every night a stepping stone toward your ideal reality. You now understand the power of the thought-sleep connection. You know that every night your brain is waiting for programming instructions. But here's where most people get stuck. They understand the concept but don't know how to actually implement it. Tonight, that changes. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn the 3 foundational techniques that will transform you from an accidental programmer into a master architect of your own consciousness. What I'm about to share with you isn't theory. These are precise, tested techniques that work with your brain's natural sleep preparation processes. Think of this as learning the operating system of your own mind. Once you understand how to work with this system, every night becomes an opportunity for deliberate transformation. But before we dive into the techniques, you need to understand something crucial. Your brain begins preparing for sleep roughly 90 minutes before you actually fall asleep. This is your neural programming window, the time when your subconscious mind is most receptive to intentional direction. Most people waste this window scrolling through their phones or letting their minds wander randomly. You're about to learn how to use it strategically. Technique 1. The Intention Bridge Setup. The first technique is called the Intention Bridge, and it's designed to create a conscious transition between your day consciousness and your sleep consciousness. Think of it as building a bridge between who you were today and who you want to become overnight. Here's how it works. 30 minutes before your intended sleep time, you're going to create what I call a mental boundary ritual. Sit on the edge of your bed and mentally review your day, but not in the way most people do. Instead of replaying problems or worries, you're going to consciously acknowledge 3 things: what you learned today, what you're grateful for from today, and what you're ready to release from today. Then you're going to make a conscious transition statement. Something like, I now release the energy of today and open my mind to tonight's transformation. This isn't just positive thinking. You're literally signaling to your brain that you're shifting from processing today's experiences to programming tomorrow's potential. Technique 2. The Neural Reset Introduction. The second technique is the Neural Reset, and this is where you clear the mental static that interferes with precise programming. Your mind is like a radio that's been picking up multiple stations all day. Before you can tune into the frequency you want, you need to clear the interference. Lie down in your sleep position and take 5 deep breaths. But these aren't ordinary breaths. With each exhale, you're going to mentally release a specific category of mental clutter. First exhale, release the day's conversations and interactions. Second exhale, release tomorrow's concerns and planning. Third exhale, release any physical tensions or discomfort. Fourth exhale, release any emotional residue from the day. Fifth exhale, release any mental chatter or random thoughts. After the 5th exhale, pause for a moment in the mental silence you've created. This is your clean slate moment, a state of mental clarity where your subconscious mind is ready to receive new programming without interference from the day's mental debris. Technique 3. The Quantum Query Setup. The third technique is the Quantum Query, and this is where you give your subconscious mind a specific assignment for the night. Instead of hoping for random insights or solutions, You're going to pose a precise question or intention that guides your brain's overnight processing. The key to an effective quantum query is specificity and positive framing. Instead of, "Why am I always stressed?" you would ask, "How can I experience more peace and flow in my daily life?" Instead of, "Why can't I figure this out?" you would ask, "What creative solution exists for this challenge that I haven't considered yet?" Once you've formulated your query, you're going to repeat it 3 times in your mind, but with increasing levels of emotional investment. The first repetition is intellectual, just the words. The second repetition includes genuine curiosity and openness. The third repetition includes a feeling of excited anticipation, as if you're about to receive the most valuable insight of your life. After delivering your quantum query, here's the crucial part. You release it completely. You don't keep thinking about it, analyzing it, or trying to solve it consciously. You trust that your subconscious mind has received the assignment and will work on it throughout the night. This release is essential. Holding on to the question consciously interferes with subconscious processing. Now, let me address something that can make or break these techniques: your sleep environment. Your physical space needs to support your mental programming. This means eliminating blue light from screens at least 30 minutes before sleep, keeping your room cool and dark, and removing any visual or auditory distractions that could interfere with your neural programming window. These techniques work through repetition and consistency. Your brain learns to respond to these patterns, and over time, simply beginning the intention bridge will signal to your subconscious that it's time to shift into programming mode. The neural reset will become more effective as your brain recognizes the pattern. The quantum query will generate increasingly precise and actionable insights. When you wake up tomorrow morning after using these 3 techniques, pay attention to the quality of your mental state. Notice any insights, ideas, or perspectives that feel new or enhanced. Notice your emotional baseline and your energy levels. You're about to discover that sleep isn't just recovery time, it's upgrade time. These foundational techniques will transform your basic sleep experience, but they're just the beginning. Once you've mastered this foundation, you're ready for advanced programming techniques that can target specific areas of your life with laser-like precision. In the next chapter, I'm going to show you how to use advanced neural quantum loop programming to enhance creativity, accelerate learning, heal emotional wounds, and optimize your physical health. You're about to discover that there's virtually no area of your life that can't be enhanced through strategic sleep programming. You've mastered the foundational techniques. You've experienced what it feels like to wake up from intentionally programmed sleep. But now I'm going to show you something that will completely redefine what you believe is possible. What if I told you that you could program your sleep to make you more creative, more emotionally resilient, more physically healthy, and even more socially connected? What if your 8 hours of sleep could become the most productive 8 hours of your entire day? This is where the neural quantum loop transforms from a general wellness tool into a precision instrument for targeted transformation. Instead of generic better sleep, you're about to learn how to program specific outcomes with surgical accuracy. Think of it as upgrading from a basic calculator to a supercomputer, same underlying technology, but exponentially more powerful applications. Your subconscious mind responds to specificity the way a GPS responds to exact addresses. The more precise your programming, the more targeted your results. Generic intentions produce generic outcomes. Laser-focused intentions produce breakthrough transformations. Tonight, you're going to learn how to become a laser. Let's start with creativity enhancement. Your creative potential isn't limited by your waking conscious mind. It's limited by how effectively you can access your subconscious creative reservoir. During REM sleep, your brain creates connections between seemingly unrelated concepts, generating insights that would never occur during conscious thinking. Here's your creative enhancement protocol. During your neural reset phase, instead of simply clearing mental clutter, you're going to plant specific creative seeds. Visualize yourself as a creative genius in your field. See yourself effortlessly generating innovative ideas, making unexpected connections, and producing work that surprises even you with its originality. Your quantum query for creativity becomes, what breakthrough creative insights are ready to emerge through me tonight? Then, as you drift towards sleep, hold a gentle image of your creative project or challenge, not trying to solve it, but simply offering it to your subconscious as raw material for overnight processing. Now, let's talk about emotional healing. Your sleep state offers direct access to your emotional processing centers without the defensive barriers your conscious mind normally maintains. This creates a unique opportunity to reprogram emotional patterns, release limiting beliefs, and integrate healing at the deepest psychological levels. The emotional healing sequence begins with what I call compassionate witnessing. Instead of avoiding or suppressing difficult emotions, you're going to consciously acknowledge them with loving acceptance. During your intention bridge, identify one emotional pattern you're ready to transform, perhaps anxiety, anger, or self-doubt. Your healing quantum query becomes, how can I integrate this emotional experience in a way that serves my highest growth? Then visualize yourself waking up tomorrow with a profound sense of emotional freedom and self-acceptance, as if the healing has already occurred. Here's something that will blow your mind. Your brain can literally consolidate learning and integrate new skills during sleep. This isn't just about memorization. This is about accelerating the neural pathway formation that creates true mastery. You can go to sleep with a challenge and wake up with enhanced competence. The learning acceleration method works by priming your brain to prioritize specific skill development during sleep. Before bed, spend 10 minutes engaging with whatever you want to learn, read about it, practice it, or simply think deeply about it. This creates fresh neural activity around that skill. Your learning quantum query becomes, how can my understanding and ability in this area expand overnight? Then visualize yourself tomorrow demonstrating enhanced mastery, as if your brain has been practicing and refining these skills while you sleep. Your social and communication abilities can also be enhanced through targeted sleep programming. During sleep, your brain processes social interactions, refines emotional intelligence, and can actually improve your capacity for empathy and connection. The relationship enhancement protocol focuses on programming greater social awareness and communication flow. During your intention bridge, reflect on your relationships with genuine appreciation and curiosity about how you can show up more authentically and connectedly. Your relationship quantum query becomes, how can I communicate and connect with greater authenticity and impact tomorrow? Visualize yourself in conversations where you feel completely present, articulate, and emotionally attuned to others. Perhaps the most remarkable application is physical health optimization. Your body's repair and regeneration processes are most active during sleep, and you can actually direct some of this healing energy through conscious programming. The physical optimization protocol begins with body awareness during your neural reset. Instead of just releasing tension, consciously send appreciation and healing intention to your body. Focus on any areas that need attention, not with worry, but with loving support for your body's natural healing intelligence. Your health quantum query becomes, how can my body optimize its healing and vitality overnight? Visualize yourself waking up with enhanced energy, vitality, and physical well-being. Here's the advanced technique that multiplies the effectiveness of all these protocols. Integration programming. Instead of focusing on just one area, you can program multiple outcomes simultaneously by creating what I call a transformation vision, a holistic image of your upgraded self that includes creative, emotional, intellectual, social, and physical enhancements. But here's what you need to understand. These advanced techniques create compound effects. Each night builds on the previous night. Each successful programming session makes the next one more powerful. You're not just improving individual areas of your life, you're accelerating your entire evolution as a human being. When you wake up after using these advanced techniques, the changes aren't always immediately obvious. Sometimes they're subtle shifts in perspective, enhanced intuition, or improved emotional baseline. But over time, these subtle shifts create profound transformations that others will notice even if you don't. The question now becomes, how do you measure and track these transformations? How do you know which techniques are working best for you? How do you optimize your neural quantum loop programming for maximum results? In the next chapter, I'm going to show you exactly how to measure your success, track your progress, and recognize the signs that your neural quantum loop is creating real, lasting transformation in your waking life. Here's something that might shock you. Most people who experience profound transformation through neural quantum loop programming almost miss it entirely. Why? because the changes happen so naturally, so organically, that they feel like normal evolution rather than dramatic breakthrough. You could be walking around with enhanced creativity, deeper emotional resilience, and accelerated problem-solving abilities, but dismiss these as coincidence or luck. This is why measuring your success isn't just helpful, it's essential. Without conscious tracking, you'll underestimate your progress, lose motivation, and potentially abandon the most powerful transformation tool you've ever encountered. Today, you're going to learn how to recognize, measure, and amplify the changes that neural quantum loop programming creates in your life. The effects of successful NQL programming show up in 5 distinct categories, and understanding these categories allows you to track your progress with scientific precision. Think of these as the vital signs of consciousness evolution, measurable indicators that your sleep programming is creating real, lasting change. The first transformation marker is cognitive enhancement. After consistent NQL programming, you'll notice changes in how your mind processes information. Problems that used to feel overwhelming become manageable puzzles. You'll find yourself making connections between ideas that previously seemed unrelated. Your memory for important information improves, while your brain naturally filters out mental clutter. Here's how to track this. Each morning, rate your mental clarity on a scale of 1 to 10. Notice how quickly you can shift between different types of thinking: analytical, creative, strategic. Pay attention to your problem-solving speed and the quality of insights that arise throughout your day. After 2 weeks of consistent NQL programming, most people report a 20 to 30% improvement in these cognitive metrics. The second marker is emotional baseline shifts. Your default emotional state, the feeling you return to when nothing specific is happening, begins to elevate. You'll notice greater emotional stability, faster recovery from setbacks, and an increased capacity to maintain perspective during challenging situations. Track this by checking in with your emotional state 3 times daily: morning, midday, and evening. Rate your overall emotional well-being on a 1 to 10 scale, but more importantly, notice the quality of your emotional responses. Are you more patient, more optimistic, more resilient when things don't go as planned? These shifts often appear gradually, which is why daily tracking is crucial. The third marker is creative breakthrough patterns. Ideas begin flowing more freely. Solutions appear where you previously saw only obstacles. You start approaching challenges from angles that surprise even you. Your creative output doesn't just increase in quantity. It increases in originality and impact. Keep a daily log of creative insights, no matter how small. This could be a new approach to a work project, an innovative solution to a personal challenge, or simply a fresh perspective on a familiar situation. Many NQL practitioners report that their best ideas now come during the first hour after waking, when the previous night's subconscious processing is still easily accessible. The fourth marker involves your social interactions. You'll notice improved communication flow, enhanced emotional intelligence, and a greater ability to connect authentically with others. Conversations feel more natural, conflicts resolve more easily, and your overall social confidence increases. After each significant social interaction, briefly assess. Did you feel more present and engaged than usual? Were you able to express yourself more clearly? Did you pick up on social cues more easily? Did the interaction feel more harmonious or productive? These improvements often feel subtle but create profound changes in your relationships over time. The fifth marker is physical vitality. Your energy levels stabilize at a higher baseline. Your sleep quality improves paradoxically. Even though you're actively programming your sleep, you actually wake up feeling more rested. Your body's healing processes seem more efficient, and your overall sense of physical well-being increases. Track your morning energy level, afternoon energy stability, and how quickly you recover from physical exertion. Notice changes in your immune system strength, healing speed from minor injuries, and your overall sense of physical vitality. Many practitioners report feeling 5 to 10 years younger within the first month of consistent NQL programming. Here's your daily success measurement ritual. Spend the first 5 minutes after waking doing a comprehensive check-in. Before reaching for your phone, before starting your day, consciously assess each of the 5 transformation markers. Rate each area from 1 to 10 and notice any insights, ideas, or perspectives that feel fresh or enhanced. Every 7 days, review your daily assessments and look for patterns. Are certain types of programming producing stronger results? Which transformation markers are improving fastest? Where do you see the most dramatic changes? This weekly review allows you to optimize your approach and celebrate your progress. But here's what's truly remarkable. As you begin tracking these changes, you'll realize that transformation isn't some dramatic overnight event. It's a series of small, compound improvements that accumulate into profound life changes. You'll look back after a month and barely recognize the person you were before you started neural quantum loop programming. The most surprising discovery is that improvements in one area create improvements in all areas. Enhanced creativity boosts emotional resilience. Better emotional baseline improves cognitive function. Improved social connections enhance physical vitality. The neural quantum loop doesn't just fix individual problems, it elevates your entire human experience. Let me address the most common obstacle: inconsistency. Life gets busy, you skip a few nights, and you worry you've lost momentum. Here's the truth. Even inconsistent NQL programming produces measurable results. The key is returning to the practice without self-judgment and tracking whatever improvements you do experience. As you consistently measure and celebrate these transformations, something extraordinary happens. You begin to trust the process completely. You start programming your sleep with confidence, knowing that every night is moving you closer to your optimal self. This confidence itself amplifies the effectiveness of your programming. You now have the tools to program your neural quantum loop and the metrics to measure your success. But mastery comes from integration, taking these techniques and weaving them into a lifestyle that supports continuous evolution and growth. In our final chapter, I'm going to give you the complete blueprint for integrating neural quantum loop programming into your life permanently, ensuring that every night becomes a stepping stone toward the most extraordinary version of yourself you can imagine. You stand at a threshold. Behind you lies the old version of yourself, the person who thought sleep was just recovery time, who accepted random dreams and unconscious nights as inevitable. Ahead of you lies a life where every single night becomes a conscious step toward your highest potential. The question isn't whether neural quantum loop programming works. You already know it does. The question is, are you ready to make this transformation permanent? True mastery isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about making neural quantum loop programming such a natural part of your evening routine that skipping it feels as strange as going to bed without brushing your teeth. Tonight, we're going to create your personalized blueprint for lifelong NQL mastery. I'm going to give you a challenge that will change everything. Commit to 30 consecutive nights of neural quantum loop programming. Not perfect programming, consistent programming. Some nights you'll execute the full protocol flawlessly. Other nights you'll manage just a simple intention bridge before exhaustion takes over. Both count. Both create compound benefits. Your NQL mastery blueprint isn't one size fits all. It's a living system that adapts to your unique lifestyle, goals, and challenges. Based on everything you've learned, you're going to create 3 versions of your personal protocol. Your full protocol for optimal conditions, your quick protocol for busy nights, and your emergency protocol for those times when you have just 60 seconds before sleep. Your full protocol incorporates all 3 foundational techniques plus 1 advanced technique that aligns with your primary growth area. If you're focused on creativity, you'll include the creative enhancement protocol. If emotional healing is your priority, you'll emphasize the emotional healing sequence. This becomes your gold standard, what you implement when time and energy allow. Your quick protocol strips down to essentials: a 30-second intention bridge, a simplified neural reset using just 3 conscious breaths, and 1 specific quantum query. This protocol takes less than 2 minutes but maintains the neural programming momentum even on your busiest nights. Your emergency protocol is deceptively simple. As you lie down, take 1 deep breath and set a single intention for how you want to wake up tomorrow. That's it. This single breath with conscious intention is infinitely more powerful than unconscious sleep, and it prevents you from breaking your consistency streak during challenging periods. Mastery accelerates in community. Share your NQL journey with others. When you discover a breakthrough insight, tell someone about it. When you experience a particularly powerful night of programming, document it. When you face challenges with consistency, reach out for support. The act of sharing your experience deepens your own understanding and commitment. Your measurement system needs to evolve as you do. In your first month, focus on the 5 basic transformation markers we discussed in Chapter 6. In your second month, begin tracking more subtle indicators. The quality of your decision-making, your tolerance for uncertainty, your ability to maintain focus during stress. By your third month, you'll be noticing changes so fundamental that they reshape your entire approach to challenges and opportunities. As you master these foundational techniques, even more advanced possibilities emerge. You can begin programming for specific life events, important presentations, difficult conversations, creative projects. You can experiment with collaborative programming, where you and a partner program complementary intentions. You can even explore what I call future self-programming, where you connect with the wisdom of your future evolved self. The ultimate goal is for neural quantum loop programming to become as automatic as breathing. You'll find yourself naturally clearing mental clutter as you prepare for bed. Your mind will automatically begin formulating quantum queries when you encounter challenges during the day. Sleep will transform from something that happens to you into something you actively participate in. But here's what becomes truly extraordinary. As you transform through consistent NQL programming, you become a catalyst for transformation in others. Your enhanced creativity inspires innovation in your workplace. Your improved emotional resilience supports your family and friends. Your increased problem-solving ability contributes solutions to your community. Your personal evolution becomes a gift to everyone around you. Imagine yourself 10 years from now, after a decade of consistent neural quantum loop programming. Imagine the accumulated wisdom, the enhanced capabilities, the deep emotional resilience, the creative mastery, the profound self-understanding. Imagine the problems you'll have solved, the relationships you'll have deepened, the contributions you'll have made to the world. This isn't fantasy. This is the predictable result of consistent consciousness programming. So here's your moment of choice. You can watch this video, think, "That's interesting," and return to unconscious sleep patterns. Or you can decide, right now, that tonight marks the beginning of your transformation. You can commit to those 30 consecutive nights and discover what you're truly capable of becoming. Your journey begins tonight. Before you go to sleep, implement just one technique from this video. Feel what it's like to consciously direct your pre-sleep mental state. Experience the subtle but profound shift that occurs when you approach sleep as an active participant rather than a passive victim of random brain activity. Share your experience in the comments below. Tell us which technique you tried and what you noticed. Ask questions about specific challenges. Connect with others who are beginning this journey. Your sharing creates accountability for yourself and inspiration for others. This is just the beginning. As more people master neural quantum loop programming, we're going to explore even more advanced applications. Group programming sessions, targeted healing protocols, creative collaboration through shared dream intentions. The future of human consciousness development is just beginning to unfold. Every night you have a choice. You can surrender 8 hours of your life to unconscious random activity, or you can claim those 8 hours as the most transformative, most growth-producing, most reality-shaping hours of your entire day. Your sleep is no longer lost time. Your sleep is your greatest opportunity for conscious evolution. The neural quantum loop isn't just a technique. It's a doorway to the extraordinary life that's been waiting for you. Tonight, you step through that doorway. Tonight, your real journey begins.